Come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you're catching this information from on today. My name is Brand Master Martina Britt Yelverton, and today in week 4, we're discussing how you need to let your brand speak for you. People should actually know what you do without you saying a word. Right? So the strongest brands communicate clearly without constant explaining. So if you have a brand, which we all do, you just may not know that, then you need to let your content, your vibe, your voice, and all of your value speak before you even open your mouth. So if you have to explain what it is that you do every single time someone asks, then you are not quite aware of the brand that you have yet, and you need to take an account of your value so that you can become visibly, verbally, and emotionally consistent so that you can create clarity within your brand before you ever pitch your product, your service, your niche, anything that you do. So in this training today, we're going to discuss a way to break down how to make your presence, even your platforms and your posts, speak for you so that people already know what it is that you do, who you are, why you exist, what your value is, and all of that before you ever show up in their DMs, in their reels, or any of that. Okay. So today, I want to go over a few key points, and that is that your brand should communicate your value without you constantly needing to pitch it, that you're visibly consistent so that your brand will build recognition. And I'm not talking about just your colors, your fonts, your photos, your voice, and any of that. I'm talking about your branding message, that which is located in your bios, your links, your captions, your content, your introduction, your extra when you leave out of any of your live information. We want your brand to speak. We want your brand to speak before you do, right? Through what it is that you already share, what it is that you already do, how you already show up, so that people will get it at a glance, and then you can move forward so much faster, meaning they can move forward toward you. Okay. If that makes sense, then definitely comment below. Let me know that you are here, that you are catching this information, that you are here, that you are available, and you're ready to be coachable, teachable, and trainable. Like I say, post your city and state so that I can see where this value is reaching out here in these internet streets. Okay. Just understand that you've already done the work. If you've been speaking, you've already done the work. If you've been delivering your value, you've already done the work. You've done the work. You've clarified and defined your voice. You have started showing up. Now it's time to make sure that your brand is speaking when you're not even in the room, right? Remember, your brand, if you don't yet know, your brand is the essence of what lies in the minds of those who have already encountered you, those who are currently encountering you, and those who will encounter you, whether you're present or not. Why? Because your brand is there even if you're absent. Why? Because it lies in the mind of the audience. It's what they think about, it's what they understand, what they know, all of that. And this training is going to help you turn those posts, those platforms, and your presence into your silent sales tools. Okay. So let's jump directly into point number 1. And these are going to be quick and easy for you to go through, for you to remember, and for you to begin to implement. Point number 1, if you're always explaining, then maybe you have not done the best job with your brand yet. You should not have to convince someone what you do if your content and your page information, your post, your reels, and all of that information is clear. People should land on your profile. They should see your reels. They should come to your blogs or your vlogs. They should see your content and instantly know who it's for. So I'm going to see if I can move a screen over here so I can help you guys see this in real time and understand what it is we have going on here. So let's see if I can get a screen moved over, pull this up, and now I need to drop that onto the screen with you, don't I? That would be helpful. All right, so the entire screen here, we're going to get that shared. We're going to get that brought up onto the screen and we're going to go to the top of the page. So when you land on one of the lead capture page or landing pages, whichever one you want to refer to it as, and you come to this page, the first thing you see is I'm asking you a question and I'm asking you, are you stuck or struggling? Do you have no brand? Do you have no social media presence? Do you have no leads or no customers? If your answer is yes, then you're in the right place. You know you need to pay attention to the video that's on the right. You know you need to go ahead and keep scrolling, right? So that you can find out more information that is available. When you come to this page, you know I'm speaking to you if your answer is yes to this question. When you first encounter the initial brand master page at martinabrityelverton.com, the first thing that I'm saying to you on this page is letting you know that I visualize, simplify, organize, and implement your brand value. That's why I'm here. That is why I exist. Then it tells you exactly who I am. I'm a brand master speaking to entrepreneurs one brand at a time. Okay. If this makes sense to you, if you read this, then you already instantly know who it is for. That's point number one. Point number two, create a magnetic profile. So when you go to social media profiles and you look at the information that is there, the profile picture, the banner, the bio, the links, these are a mini billboard, right? You should have all of your brand collateral, anything that is a brand extension of you, be exactly the same content across social media platforms. You want to use your brand statement formula wherever you can. And if you're wondering what your brand statement formula is, it is your I help statement. We discussed it on last week. I help who it is you help with whatever the problem is so that they can whatever the result is that they're looking to do. So let's look at mine. I help entrepreneurs to get your assets in order and gain impact and influence and attract those who need your value, right? The result is you need to get your value out here so other people can be attracted to you and know who it is and what it is that you stand for, who you serve, and all of that. That needs to be clear everywhere, okay? You need to also pin, where available, your most valuable post or video at the top of your feed, okay? If you do that, then you are endeavoring to make your profile magnetic. It will attract people who need what it is that you offer. So when you go to the branding page here, you see right here, it says, I help people who want help on a daily live, letting them know instantly how they can get in contact with me. So let's see if the TikTok page is actually acting correct today, because for some reason this area up here keeps disappearing. But today, now when you come to the TikTok page, it tells you Brand Master helping you get your assets in order at levelup.martinabrityelverton.com. Not only is that branded to tell you that I'm interested in helping you level up, but also who I am. All right. And when you go to this link, this takes you directly over inside of the community. So when you go over here, you are available to jump right into and find out more about the Brand You Agency community. All right. And I need to update that link. Also, when you have your most valuable, most recent, most popular, most accessible information, then they can see the value quickly. They can see the amount of value, the attractiveness, the activity for the value that you're discussing, right? And so when you move those things to the top and you're available to see those quickly and first, then so are the people. They're available to see that as well. And of course, that is what you want, all right? You also want to ensure, see if I can get that moved away. You also want to ensure that you make yourself very, very irresistible in that, because when you put your value top, when you put your most important value at the top, you're making yourself irresistible because they're wanting to know more. All right. And point number three, when you speak with your content, don't just speak with your mouth, speak with your content. Use your consistent themes, use your consistent language, use your consistent design styles. If you'll notice, the brand shifts from here in a heavy, rich, eloquent black, and then I have to mix in a little bit of the pops of the whites. When you go to my landing pages and to my lead capture pages, you're going to consistently see a deep, rich, black, and blue, right? With the pops of my brand colors, the greens, the oranges, and things like that. You want to make sure that you're using consistent themes, language, and design styles, okay? You want to make sure that you're doing all of this intentionally, on purpose, and across all of your platforms, okay? You want to make sure that your content feels conversational, not commercial. Because when you move towards commercial from conversational, you're moving away from a personal brand into a business brand. People follow other people, right? And when you're exuding your personal brand, they will follow your personal brand more than a business brand. We discussed that on last week as well. Then you also want to make sure that you're saying the same message, maybe in different formats, maybe in a story, in a tip, in a reel, in a quote, in a live, in a short. You want to say the same information across multiple platforms. All of the information that we have here available inside of TikTok. All of these are snippets and tidbits, tips, and quotes from the actual live event. And you are available to go from the live event directly over into the main event. These are the exact same reels here in shorts that take you over to the actual live information. So you may be watching a 30-second clip from a half an hour training. Again, the same message in different formats on different platforms, but it's the same message. And finally, in point number 4, your brand should work while you're resting. This is the secret, the gateway to time freedom. People binge watch content when your message is clear and your message is cohesive. When your message stays consistent, it keeps them drawn to it because it's delivering value, but it's the same clear, cohesive message. They will continue to binge watch, right? When your content aligns, people will refer you even if they've never yet bought from you. Why? Because they were drawn to it. It held their attention. It answered some of their questions. It allowed them to go and move from one point to point A to point B to point C to point nowhere, right? Moving forward, then they will be available to refer you. And they refer you when they remember you. This is how authority, attraction, and automation can start. If your information is all over the place, it is not going to allow people to refer you with ease. Okay? Now, before we close out today, because this is very simple information, this is very, very, very simplistic information. People should know what it is you do without you having to say a word. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they should know what it is that you do without you having to say a word? If you're doing what you are authentically gifted and blessed to do, and you're actually doing what you educate others on, then they see it in action, and it's easy for them to see that you are doing it, so you don't have to say what it is that you're doing. Again, I didn't self-title myself a brand master. I was told I was a brand master because several people kept referring to the fact that I am a master of my brand and they needed to become a master of their brand. And Reese and Red Mac, they both said instantly, loudly over a microphone in a meeting, and welcome to the stage, speaker, brand master Martina Britt Yelverton. I was awestruck because my title at the time was just a branding strategist and a branding specialist, right? They said, no, ma'am, you are a brand master. And that's how the title was born. Why? Because they already saw me doing what it is that I do. They didn't have to ask me. All right. So, in the objections that I know you feel coming up, you may be thinking, I feel like I always have to explain myself. If you feel like you have to explain yourself, you're not doing it right, and we want to help you shift and do it right, that's a sign that your brand message is not clear enough yet. But it will once it's aligned across your platforms, once it's aligned through all of your services, once it's aligned through your reels, your shorts, your stories, your posts. Once it's aligned through the different media, then you will not be asked to explain yourself because they will see it. And we all know repetition is the mother of learning. Repetition builds recognition, which gives you referability. Okay? You may be thinking, but wait a minute, I'm not a designer. Here's the beautiful thing about it. When you're doing what it is that you do, you don't have to be a designer. Right now, we're focused on consistency over creativity right now. You're going to use 2 to 3 colors. You're going to use one, maybe a second font. You're going to use one message until you grow. You all can color, you all can control, you all can handle a 2-1-1 method, right? 2 colors, one font, one message. You all can handle that, right? And if you can't, then go to Canva. Get in my Canva Design Bootcamp, CDB, Canva Design Bootcamp.martinabrityelverton.com. Learn the basics of Canva. Let me go ahead and pop that onto the screen before I move away from this topic so you guys can see where to access that at. Canva Design Bootcamp. You'll need to go and get you a Canva account, right? There is a free option for you, but if you go and log in and access the CDB, Canva Design Bootcamp.martinabrityelverton.com, that will give you the basics, the foundation of Canva, so you can do your 2-1-1, right? Your 2 colors, your one font, and your one message until you grow, right? Also, let's jump right into this last objection. You may be thinking, but I'm brand new. I don't have an audience yet. Beautiful. That is the starting point. That's your launch pad. Your brand will speak to the right person, even if it's just 1, 10, 25, 15, right? You want to focus right now on quality over quantity. So when the qualified quantity shows up, you can handle it. You can't handle 100 people right now if you wanted to. Some of the biggest agencies only have about 5 to 10, maybe at the most 20 to 25. That's actually a big agency if you're handling everything for them, dealing with their reputation management, their CRM, their lead gen, their reviews. There is so much that you can be handling inside of their GMB, their social media, their landing pages, their recurring subscriptions, all of that for 10, 15, 25 inside of an agency, all of those different people needing all of those different services. You wouldn't be able to handle 100 people right now showing up and needing your product as a beginning entrepreneur, as a beginning brander. You wouldn't be able to handle it. So right now we're focused on the quality over the quantity until the qualified quantity shows up. You'll be ready. Okay. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you understand where it is that we're going with that, and that you value the fact that small beginnings really do allow you to quality control what it is that you're putting out, so that as you grow, you remain quality, right? You don't get lost in the sauce of a lot of clients that you actually can't service. So today's engagement question and your call to action that I would love it if you would do is if you would think and sit for a moment and go, what is one thing that you could actually update today that would make your brand speak louder? I'm going to suggest that you utilize the 5-step methods and that you go review your bio, right? Because if you are using your bio information across all of your platforms, you want to make sure that it covers the 5 W's. If you have no earthly idea what the 5 W's are, then go to 5Ws.martinabrityelverton.com so that you can understand what the 5 W's are, and you can make sure that it's currently inside of your bio. Your information, letting people know the when, the where, the what, the why, the who, all of that inside of your brand. The next thing you may be thinking is, you know what, I probably need to update my profile picture. Maybe I need to go and adjust the latest pinned post that I have. Maybe I need to look at what my visual style is so that it can make a bigger impact and speak louder, right? Just take the opportunity to press pause and think, this one thing I could adjust. Drop that comment inside of the Brand You group. Drop it below. Let me know, because I would love to be able to review it, maybe even help you enhance it and give you a shout out if it's already strongly in place, which if you are following this channel and you are paying attention to all of the information we've been sharing over all this time, then of course you have your basics in place. We've been at this since the beginning of the year. We've given you blueprints. We've given you everything that you need to go in and do that revamp, to do that adjustment, to make those different changes and enhancements to your brand, right? And if you have not made those changes, then now is the time to do it. You can join us in after office hours. You can ask your branding question to let me know where you need assistance. You want to just go and register for your account. You can go to learnleadandlevelup.com. You can come to our community.martinabrityelverton.com. They will both land you at the same Brand You community information so that you can get your account. You can actually access the information. We have Follow Through Friday worksheets that will help you with each and every step of this. And as you heard me mention before, there's a solid sales audit that you need to do on your business and your brand right now. We have that checklist available in the Follow Through Fridays inside of the Brand You community. So definitely come over and join us. If you're interested in joining us for after office hours, you're available to do that as soon as we conclude this call. Come into the Zoom room, ask your burning brand or business question, and allow us to help you one-on-one inside of a group atmosphere so that you can move the needle in your business, okay? I hope that makes sense to you. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be discussing, we see here, tomorrow's information. Let me see if I can pull that onto the screen for Wednesday is if they can't repeat what you do, then you're not yet clear. And we're going to continue in this method of helping you make your brand speak for you. This is the theme of this week. We're going to look at the different areas of your brand. We're going to come together in the Zoom room, and we may have to do some work on that, but we won't know if you don't join us in the after office hours. Again, my name is Brand Master Martina Britt Yelverton. I appreciate your time on today. I hope you understand that your brand is strong and that it speaks for you before you even pitch it. When you are clear across your platforms, your content, and your vision aligns, people will remember you much faster. You'll get fewer "what do you do" again, and you'll get more "how can I work with you now?" That is what you want to happen. I appreciate your time on today, and I hope to see you in after office hours. Thank you again. Hey y'all, hey, Brandmaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, giving you the latest update about our daily Get Your Assets in Order and Brand You series. Join me live each and every Tuesday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for actionable steps on brand building for beginners, current client revisions, and watch as we level up brands in 2025. We are covering everything from tools, tips, strategies, and systems like Canva, StreamYard, high-level AI automations, and more. These will take you from confused to confident. So after each live stream, you can hop on Zoom with us to ask your questions and get personalized answers. If I were you, I wouldn't miss out. Mark your calendars and subscribe now to our YouTube channels. Join our free communities, and I'll say it louder for the people in the back. If you want to learn, lead, and level up as a struggling entrepreneur, we have the solution, the systems, and the experts. Our entire team is live each and every weekday at 12 p.m., 1 p.m., and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you can lunch and learn. If you snooze, you will lose. I said what I said. You heard what you heard. Now do what you know you need to do to get your assets in order.